Now, trade union NEHAWU is set to host a national political school this afternoon. It'll be an engagement convened to respond to the political changes arising from the 2024 general elections. The union is expected to clarify its role as well in this new political environment. Our reporter Juniour Khumalo is in Boksburg, where that event is taking place. It sort of reminds me, Juniour, good afternoon, of a national dialogue in the way that it's a conversation starter about where we are and where we need to go. Would you agree that these are sort of similar ideas?
Indeed, Michelle, those are very similar ideas. We've heard the president actually and the other parties involved in the GNU basically speaking about the need for a dialogue to basically take the country into their confidence and tell them which direction they plan to take. So this is similar today with this union basically trying to figure out where it stands in this government of national unity. We know for the past 30 years, the ANC has been in government. There has been a few disagreements between the unions and the ANC, in particular the unions in the public sector. When it comes to those wage negotiations, we've seen a lot of protracted negotiations between those two. But now what happens when there are more parties in this government, the government of national unity? What role does the union play? But to answer all of those questions, we do have the NEHAWU president, Mr. Mike Shingane. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. What is the purpose of this 5-day engagement between NEHAWU and the other alliance partners?
No, thank you very much. Good afternoon to your viewers, and thanks for having us. We always do this thing from critical time to critical time, or at some intervals that happen in our revolution. We have always had political schools. So our Central Executive Committee in December 2023 will have called for us to convene a political school, in particular after the national elections, so as to analyze the ongoing and rapidly changing political discourse in this country, but also to position the union properly in terms of the course to take and the position to take when we move forward. Because as NEHAWU have always taken part in the political discourse since our inception. It's not a new thing. It's not related to the 30 years old. It's not related to the after the election. But every now and then you remember that we are concluding a 30 years of democracy in this country. We will have analyzed the first decade, the second decade. This is a moment where as a union we need to pause and reflect on the benefit and the setbacks and the battles and the victories of the workers, the working class in general, but also the advancements of the revolution itself over the past 30 years, but also to say where to from now. What should be the union's role in shaping the transformative agenda that we have started since our inception as a union, and also that of our alliance partners.
The cabinet was meeting over the weekend. All the 77 members of this cabinet, including the president, are you aware of what policy direction they seek to take, and what the unions, what role then the unions are going to play in this policy direction?
Well, the role that the unions will play is the role that we have always played. Firstly, to ensure that the agenda to change the life, the working and the living conditions of our people does not get reversed because of the advent of the government of national unity. We're also going to play the role to defend the little rights that workers are now currently enjoying, which are as a result of their blood and sweat over the past 30 years, but also even before that, at least in our case, we are 37 years today. So we'll have played the role of trying to change the landscape and the labor relations discourse in this country, even before we became into democracy in 1994. So whatever they do, we will not know what policy they are discussing. They never discuss. We're not part of the cabinet. But of course, we expect that things are not going to be easy for workers. That we have no illusion about. Even when there was the coalition government, things were not easy for the workers. So we have no illusion about the multiplication of the problems that workers have always faced. But then we are confident on the strength and capacity of our union and our unity that we're going to defend ourselves, we're going to advance the interests and rights of the country, but also going to represent, because as a union we consider ourselves as an instrument of the revolution to ensure that the people benefit from the government that is democratic, that is transformative, that is non-racial South African society as we know.
Okay, thank you so much. That is the president of NEHAWU, just explaining that the lives and the livelihood of workers has not been easy, even under the rule of the ANC. But now that it's going to be a government of national unity, he does not expect things to get better. He says that NEHAWU, though, will continue trying to make sure that the lives of those workers, they represent about 300,000 workers, are going to be improved by their own engagements with this new government of national unity, Michelle.